5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy T-Lo.
Yo, what's Gucci? This your man Tweet.
What up, y'all? DJ Kid Fresh.
What's up? This your boy RL.
And we're next.
And you're rocking with The Rebirth every Monday at 7 p.m.
Your host, Shay Marriott.
Let's go.
And Eli Isabel. And Philly Jam.
Yo, what's up, Rebirth family? It's your boy, Eli Isabel, a.k.a. The South Got Something to Say. Welcome to the show tonight, y'all. We have an awesome show for y'all tonight. As you can see, your boy's riding, not solo tonight, but without Miss Rebirth herself, Shay Marriott, as she is resting and getting a little bit of R&R. What's up, Rebirth family? What's up, Philly Jamz 95.3? We're in the building. If you're alive right now, go and tell a friend. Text them, call them, whatever. Tell a friend, tell a dog, tell a hog. Let them know we own, man. And we're going to have a good show tonight. We have some great, I have two awesome women in here tonight. We have a great topic for y'all. But before we get into that and I introduce them, hey, Jen, I need some music behind me. You know I can't flow without no sounds. I appreciate you, Jen. And that's our super producer in the back. Jen, in the back, if you need her, you can reach her here at The Rebirth. We will loan her out or not. What's up, family, y'all? So before we get started into tonight's show, tonight, as you know, on Rebirth, we always give you a little bit of Black history. As you know, Rebirth celebrates Black history 12 months out of the year. So tonight, I want to share with you guys about Vice Admiral Samuel Lee Gravely Jr. He was the first Black Navy commander. He began his illustrious career as a seaman apprentice at the Naval Station Great Lakes in Illinois in 1942. A native of Richmond, Virginia, Gravely would go on to become the U.S. Navy's first African-American commander, captain, rear admiral, and vice admiral. Show some love for Vice Admiral Samuel Lee Gravely Jr. All right. Can we get applause from Mr. Gravely? I like the applause, too. I like the run. Well, I like the applause. There we go. Let's clap for their brother. Thank you. And also tonight, y'all, in honor of, it is graduation season. So I just want to take a minute to shine the light on all of these Black students, all these Black young men and women who will be graduating from HBCUs, PWIs, wherever you may go, man. I know we get a bad rap most of the time about our children, us not excelling, us not doing great things, and the focus is always on the negative. What young Black men and women are doing when they make the news in a negative way. So tonight, I wanted to shine the light on these Black children out here doing awesome things. There will be kids graduating from all over this country, and if you don't know, now you know that there are over 7,921 African Americans in this country aged 25 or older who have at least a bachelor's degree. Let's show some love for that. Y'all not going to keep painting us as criminals, thieves, murderers, because we are way more than just that. So shout out to all these young people. Shout out to the old heads who have went back to college with full-time jobs, teenage kids, a husband or a wife. Listen, I experienced that. That was hard. I did it with a job, a full-time job, a part-time job, and a newborn baby and a teenager. Shout out to me, Jen. Jen's slowing the buttons tonight. We're going to get her together, though. But listen, for real, shout out to everybody, man, who's out here doing great and big things. As you know, on The Rebirth, we like to big up our folks and make sure they feel the love, man. So listen, tonight, we have an awesome show for y'all, and I'm getting ready to introduce my two esteemed guests. The ladies are in the building. I feel like I'm always surrounded. It's Shay and some woman she's invited. It's always me and the ladies. So this makes it, I'm comfortable in this setting. As Bernie Mac once said about 15 years ago, I ain't scared of you, mother. So don't think I am. So, y'all, tonight we have a great show. But tonight, I'm going to allow my guest to my right, your left. She's going to introduce herself first and give you a little bit of information about her. Then we're going to move over to she's been here. She's a friend to the room. She's been here before. She's been on a panel. She's done things with us before. So we're going to get to the lady over here to the left. But first, to my right, your left, introduce yourself, ma'am.
Can you hear me? How you doing? How you doing, everybody? I am Masani. I am very much new to Delaware, so I'm welcoming in myself.
Where you from, though?
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay. Or Salem?
No, I'm from East Orange.
Oh, you up
I'm
the
from
road.
Up north, yes.
You up the road a
I
little
am.
bit.
Yes, I am. Just a little bit about me. I'm an independent travel agent. You know, I've been doing this business for 4 years. You know, like I said, I have 3 little ones. With my business, I basically help, you know, book trips, help individuals basically supplement their incomes without having to get a second job. That's what I do. And it's a home-based business. I love it. I do it. I travel with my girls. That's why I'm in it.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Miss Sonny Marks, y'all. Welcome to the Rebirth.
Thank you. Thank
So-
you for having me.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's the weirdest place someone has booked a trip to that you thought was weird? Has anyone ever went to Timbuktu?
No. No. I haven't had any weird trips, which is, now you're making me think about it. Like,
No one's ever booked a trip and you were like, "What the hell? You want to go there?"
no.
No?
I'm hoping for not something, but you know, I'll take anything. You know, let me don't discredit it. So
So
take anything.
if they want to go to Tutwiler, Alabama, you book that.
Yep, wherever you want to go, I'm with it.
I know
Hey,
that's
I
right.
might take the trip with you. I want to see everywhere too.
All right, then. Look at you from East Orange, New Jersey. Want to go to the country? All right, you trying to find you a country man? We on to you. Don't try it. All right, y'all. Next, my homegirl to the left, yo, Miss. You know, I'm not gonna say her name. Listen, introduce yourself, ma'am, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Mrs. Kiara Samuels, and like Ed said, Eli, I apologize. I have been on the show before, and I've done the panel, and I've enjoyed every moment with Rebirth, and I'm grateful to be here today. Some things that I have going on right now. I guess it's my year of uncomfortability because I'm being forced into, well, I don't want to say forced, but I am working my way into areas that I've talked myself out of for many years. I am a licensed clinical professional counselor, as well as addiction counselor, as well as a licensed social worker. I am director of Duffy's Hope. And if any teens need any services, that is a plug. We do offer services from teens 13 to 18. We have a Monday, Wednesday, and school programs. But no, I am working on a collaborative book, which will be released August the 5th, 2023. And it talks about basically the trauma and things that women deal with and overcoming it. So it's not a sad book, it's an overcoming book. And if you're facing anything in life, it's to help you know that there is someone who has faced the same things and you can get through it just as we have.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Is this a book for just ladies only? Is this geared toward the ladies?
Well, it's all women that wrote the book, but it
Okay.
is not geared towards ladies because men face things as well. And here we are in Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes, we
So
are.
it is important that men get services just as well as women. So if the book can help a man, more power to you.
Amen. Look at God over there. Look at that doing things around here. So listen, as you mentioned Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to shout out the Mental Health Association of Delaware for inviting me, along with Shay. She is the plug, connecting me with those gentlemen, man. I had an awesome time being on their panel on Thursday. A lot of great information was shared. And if you wanted to see me like serious, you should have really showed up there. I know I'm silly on here a lot, but that's just me trying to, at the end of a long work day, I just want to enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to hear me serious, put me in front of the folks. Put me in front of a couple white folks because I got to represent for my people then. I ain't going to let them think I'm crazy. But I love y'all too. But anyway, so listen, y'all. Tonight's show, we're going to talk about the truth about, oh, Lord. The truth about money, status, and relationships. And this particular subject, it was birthed by Miss Ebony K. Williams, an attorney who is also a newscaster on the Black News Network. She had an exchange with Iyanla Vanzant, and it has been on fire. She's been on fire. The brothers have been coming for her neck. But I really want to get into this with some ladies and kind of see their thoughts and feelings about it. You already know how I feel. So before we get into our topic, we're going to play this little video snippet of what Miss Ebony K. Williams had to say. And then we will, ladies, discuss this clip. Is that cool?
Sounds how it works.
All right. Can the church say amen?
Amen.
Am I the only one in here that with the Lord? Can the church say amen?
Amen.
All right. All right. We got a clip for y'all right now. Hold on. Hold tight.
To indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build. When some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a bus
he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay.
Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
Know that you've said that.
All right, man. That was a short clip, but I felt like there was a lot said in that clip. I need music. So this is why I really wanted to have the ladies on here, because I wanted to get some different opinions. And listen, however you feel about what she said, it's not right or wrong. You deserve to feel how you feel about what she said. Ladies, are black women held to a different standard when it comes to dating? Should we just take any brother that comes along because he has a job? Or should we have standards about who we want to date and share our time with? What do you think? Don't all jump in at once.
I think we should have standards, but listening to the clip and her saying what she said, I don't believe in like a woman should be like, oh, well, that man doesn't have a good job because I have a good job. I shouldn't date him. You know, because I'm all about personality. Because I could probably help make that man. I could help him. So, you know.
The thing that troubled me about the video, and I'm going to come to you, Kira, in 1 second. Hold on. The thing that troubled me about the video was, what's wrong with a bus driver? Dudes at DART, they make good money.
That was, yeah.
I know a guy who drives a school bus for Red Clay School District. He's fine. Now, okay, I'm gonna say that statement, then I have a question after Kira responds.
I think that women should have standards. And I'm not sure where I read it, but I read something about how white women are trained to live like this luxurious life where they have the expectation that when I date a man, this is what I expect of you. And I think that should be a thing for women as well. But to go into a situation and just automatically say, you don't have what I'm looking for because you don't have the money or you don't know what type of money that they have, I think that's invalid. I can't, knock her obviously for how she feel, but a lot of us have different feelings about different things, and I know for myself, like, money isn't like the be all. For me, it's more about how are we connecting? How can we grow together? Can I come to you? Like, there's so many different aspects that come into play when you think about relationships and the way that you're connecting with someone. And at the end of the day, money can come and money can go. So there's so many things that you have to think about when you're getting yourself involved with another person. So having standards, by all means, have them, but consider things when you just go into a situation and say, because you're a bus driver, I can't be with you.
I agree. And so I just feel like all of the people that are bus drivers and people who have put their kids through college and they have successful families, they have nice homes, they vacation 2-3 times a year, that are bus drivers. I felt like she demeaned that profession for me. So that was my issue with in particular with what she said. So here's my question, because she is a lawyer. She is broadcasting the news on TV. Does that give her should she seek someone who is in a position to make as much or as more of her? Like, would it be weird for her to walk into a room with a bus driver or with a guy who does Uber and she's an attorney and on TV? Would you be able to function in that manner?
Well, how would they know?
Well, let's be clear. What's the first thing that when you introduce a boyfriend or a man to your friends? Oh, girl, what do you do? What kind of job you got? Don't act like that ain't one of the questions.
Amongst your friends, but you're walking into a group of...
I feel like you over there about to die. So I'm going to help you out. Save your life tonight.
You're walking into a group of people that may not know that man.
But they're going to want to know. Listen, I've been in situations where we are with this little hoity-toity crowd from the school that my daughter goes to, and we're having conversations, right? And the first thing they want to know is what we both do for a living. I don't know why that's such an important thing.
I was just about to say that. Why should that be so important? Why do I have to, if you're my man, why is it that I have to tell another person what you do?
Is it your sister and your mother going to say, what does he do for a living? Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
So if you are a lawyer and he drives for Uber, but he is 5-star Uber driver, he does his thing, he makes good money, he takes care of himself, his home, whatever he has going on. I mean, is that, I'm just saying, if you are a lawyer, would you date somebody in that position?
I would, if he's treating me good. Absolutely.
Okay.
What if he's building, though? Like, what if he's actually working on something and he's taking on these jobs so that he can work to something bigger? Like, so what if there's something behind the scene that maybe he's not comfortable talking about right away, but he feels as though, like, it shouldn't matter. But if I'm showing you that I'm dedicated to my job, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for you, for myself, I'm not asking you for anything. Mm-hmm. Once we get to the point where you start, can I get $5? That's when we got a problem.
He probably on crack if he just asked you for just $5. You gotta go and let him go. I'm gonna support you on that one. Like, what is somebody gonna do with $5 in 2023? However, so you said something earlier about you made a good point, and I wanted to come back to that. I'm sorry for touching your arm, but I do that when I talk. I touch people. You just be okay with that tonight. No, tonight. You said something earlier. Dang, what did you say earlier when we were talking about? God, I tried to write it down, but then I had another thought and it got interrupted. Okay, so I'll come back to that.
Okay.
But you said something, Tim, that resonated with me in reference to, oh man, it's the wine. Messing with you people in here, y'all got me messed up in here.
What?
It's all good. I'm gonna blame y'all. That way I can get out of trouble later with Shay.
Shay.
All right.
It was all Ed. Eli.
So listen. So one of the things that Yana said that was very important. She said, I would date this man if he treated his mother right, if he was respectful, if he did all of these things that a man should do. Does that account for anything? Like, what are black women looking for today?
You know what? That whole idea of, like, if a man treat his mother right, that sometimes get me, because I don't be knowing like what people be thinking when they say that. Like I understand, if he treat his mom right, he gonna treat you right. That is not necessarily true.
No.
He could be a mama's boy and treat his mom like she's queen on earth and disregard the fact that you come before mom once you get to a certain point. And so mom got to take a step back. So there's a thin line between do he treat his mom right or not? Because some men can treat their mom right and forget that, I got my woman at home.
So is it so? So here's what you don't know as being a man and being you wouldn't know because you're a woman, but being a mama's boy. Maybe I think what should happen most of the time is that mom should take a step back. Because if the son has a good relationship with his mother, he's not going to necessarily forsake her. Not for lack of a better phrase, a word. I'm going to say forsake. He's not going to forsake his mother or his wife. So that's where a mature mom needs to say, and I'm just saying in general.
Right.
This is where a mature mom should say, listen, son, this is your wife, and you chose her, and not that you chose her over me, but you chose her to be your mate for the rest of your life. And if you trust her to be that for you, then I have to buy into that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more, in my opinion, I think it's more on the mothers to like fall back. And I know it's hard for black moms. You don't have a son, so you don't
Thank
know.
you, God.
I think we have two girl moms here, right?
Time.
I'm a girl.
I say that all the time. Thank you, God, that you didn't give me a son.
If you had boys, it would be a different energy and vibe. I guarantee you.
But I ain't got none.
You don't have to.
I understand what you're saying.
You don't have to.
I definitely understand.
So Jen says, like on Daddy's Girls, he was working at the car garage, but ended up owning it. Mm-hmm. Her friends made her second guess him based on his job. So here's the question. You said, this is what you said. You said white women are bred to what? What did you say about white women?
That they're raised to have certain expectations and standards when it comes to who they date and, what they're supposed to receive in the long run.
Right. So what Jen just mentioned, like on that movie with Idris Elba, when he started working at the garage and he ended up owning it. Mm-hmm. So a white woman, and I think I agree with this, a white woman probably wouldn't give him the time of day if he worked at the garage.
Right.
However, if he already owned it.
But here's the difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is while he's actually working at the garage, he probably wouldn't even bother the white woman because he feels that he's not worthy enough. But if he owned the garage, he would feel that he's worthy enough to say something to the white woman. So then he would feel like, I can now come with something to provide for her.
Well, you don't want him anyway if he feels like he's not worthy enough to date her. Let's not put white women on a pedestal.
Well,
they're just women. Let's be clear. We're not gonna put them on a pedestal. They're just women. And so here's what white women do. Here's a trick right here. Here's what white women do. While we're down here, and I'm just gonna say we're not giving that guy who's gonna eventually own a garage a chance. Now white women are already going after the dude at the University of Alabama, at the University of Michigan that gonna be a top 10 draft pick.
Right.
What are we doing while they're doing that? When we're all on campus together, what are we doing while the white girls are going after him? How does that?
We studying so that we could be better. Right. Like I gotta get mine. I can't live off yours. I gotta get mine.
But the white girls are graduating too. I'm just saying though, they're studying, but I just feel like
we working.
One thing I said this last week, because the NFL draft has just happened, and I said that there were several top picks. If you look in when they shine the camera on them and their families, and they're showing their entourage, some of them had a little mixed kid or they had a white girl in the setting, right? When you went to the top white players, everybody was white. Ain't no sister sitting over there. Light skin, chocolate, brown, biracial, none of that. So what are the white girls doing on these campuses to get in where they fit in?
They sticking by their men, whether broke or rich.
Sisters don't do that?
We do that. Listen, I do that. I can only speak for myself,
You stick by a broke man. You'll stick by a broke man.
Listen, if he's building, I'm there with him.
Okay.
I'm there with him. Because at the end of the day, I know, we going to build together. He needs somebody to support him.
Okay.
It's all about support. I think it's just a support thing.
Wait, because I ain't sticking by. I'm just not sticking by no broke man. now.
But what if
And
you
you show me that you doing something. We on another level. But you ain't just sitting around my house broke and I'm going to work, losing my mind, and you just like, oh well, times is hard right now. No, get
You
up.
sound like a slave. Oh, times is hard.
Get up.
We gonna get up out this slave.
We're gonna figure this out together. Where we going to fill out the application today?
Do you think black women, and so you all are black women, do you think black women date on potential more so than, all right, he got it going on, I'm gonna go for that? Or do we end up dating for potential and not where a person is already at?
I think it's more about the mindset of the black woman. So I can say, like, when I was younger, that I dated on potential, what I thought could possibly be. But what I seen in front of my face was like not matching up to the potential. But I was like, well, it could happen, or this could be the case, or things could get better. And now I'm like, listen, where are we at right now?
Right.
How am I feeling in myself in this relationship? And like I said, about the connection. And it's not even about like money for me. It's more about like spiritually.
Okay.
Like, where are we? What kind of goals are we setting? Do you have a plan for me? Do you have a plan for yourself for the future? There's so many different aspects that comes with a relationship versus me just sitting around and focusing on how much money do you have to contribute to me? Because I can go get money myself.
Right. Okay. Masani, any thoughts on that?
Ooh, she said a lot. As for me, I dated for potential because I felt like I've always been the one to support. I'm going to always support my man. And I believe in building the black man up because we as women, a lot of women, they knock you guys down.
Right.
And I don't feel like that is like, it's not something that you should do. So I'm always supporting a man that's trying to do a come up. I'm there to be like, all right, this is not the right thing. Are you sure this is what you want? Because if it's not what you want, then we can't do it. Because I'm going to invest myself in it, then that means it has to be done.
Right. No, I feel you. And that's fair. That's fair. Jen says, but they are out there, meaning black men. They think black women have lower standards. Or white men think black women have lower standards. So let me just say this to that. I feel that, and then we're going to move off this black-white thing. Because I got another video I want to play, and I want to get to that too. I feel like that when I see professional, I'm going to give you a prime example. Do y'all know who Patrick Beverly is? So he's a point guard in the NBA. He's been with the Lakers. He's with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now he's currently with the Chicago Bulls. Great player. He's a dog. He's from Chicago. He even played at the University of Arkansas. I know him very well. I follow these guys on Instagram, right? Him, and I'm gonna tell you another person who from Power, St. Patrick. What's his real name? What's James St. Patrick?
Amari Hard. Yeah.
Amari Hard. What is it? Hardaway. So him, and I'm gonna just use him and Patrick Beverly. I'm gonna say this: these guys are well to do. I know Patrick Beverly is. I don't know what Amari has in his bank account, but Beverly, he has mad M's in the bank, right? And they both have white women, and they both have white women who are strong in the face. When I say strong in the face, I don't mean beautiful women. And I'm gonna tell you why I say this. Because when I see well-to-do white men with a black woman, she bad. She's physically, her face card is crazy, her body's crazy. So I'm just wondering, like, when we and love who you love. Who cares? But if I'm gonna love an ugly woman, shit, I might as well get a black one.
Oh my God!
Wait, that didn't come out
No,
right.
let me say this. No, it came out the way I meant. Here's my point. My point is, if I'm gonna have an unattractive woman, why have an unattractive white woman? I can have unattractive. Just as there are millions of beautiful black women, there's some unattractive black women in the world. Like there are unattractive black men, right? So my point is, why do that? And so you gonna have all the scrutiny of dating outside of your race, and she tough in the face. We're not gonna do both. You gotta pick a struggle, bro.
Oh my God!
You ain't gonna be both now. You're gonna be tough in the face and I'm gonna bring you up, put you in this lifestyle, and you tough in the face. We can't do that. I'm just saying. I'm not cutting. No. Give me more.
Oh my goodness.
So my point is, like, I just feel like when black men, when they do it, they just be out of pocket with it. Like, get a dime. Like, no one dates the one of the kids from the family who owns Heinz Ketchup, who owns the Kansas City Chiefs. No one dates those people, black men. Y'all are you Negroes that don't have access to them. But y'all will take just anybody because they don't look like you. I feel like that sometimes. And that makes me mad. Now, if black women have dissed you your whole life and you just had a hard time with black women and you date outside your race, that's a whole nother thing. But if you have money and means and you are a person that everybody looks to, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This is me challenging black men. Now, before we move on to our next video, because this video kind of sort of plays devil's advocate to the original Ebony K. Williams video. And again, date who you want to date. But if you're going to go outside your race, if I date a white woman right now, or if she could be Portuguese, Russian, she going to be the baddest one y'all seen. Y'all going to be like, damn. Y'all might say this. Y'all might say to me, yo, bruh, a sellout, but she so bad. You ain't going to call me a sellout and she tough in the face. Face look like a fist with calluses on it. You're not going to do me like that. Well, I'm not going to play myself like that. I'm just saying, if I go outside my race, she going to be a dime. 10 of them.
She said.
Let's play the next video. We're going to get into Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, who is a person I definitely admire, very much a scholar. He also works at the network with Miss Ebony K. Williams. He responded to her video with Iyanla Vanzant. Check this out, y'all.
I want to respond to my friend and colleague, Ebony K. Williams, who last week on her show said that she would not date a bus driver. She would date a guy if he owned the bus, but not if he was a bus driver. Here's my thoughts. First, we shouldn't be defining people by their labor. But there is dignity in all labor. Whether you drive a bus, whether you own the bus, whether you're the CEO, whether you're a worker, it doesn't matter. You're a human being with character and personality and ideas and interests. And that should be the primary thing that we ask when we're looking for relationships. Is this person good for me? So to me, that's more interesting. And if we only look for people who make the same amount of money, we're going to have some problems. At the same time, I feel you, Ebony. I understand completely why Ebony feels that way, because black women are the only demographic of people in this country who are systematically expected to date below their education and their income. And so when a lot of you are mad at Ebony for responding, it's not because you have some grand character. It's because y'all think black women should have a lower bar. It's because y'all think that black women should just accept whatever they get and they should just be happy to have anything. And that speaks to how we understand and how we think of black women in this country. And finally, brothers, with some of our outrage, we got to be honest too. You know, some of y'all get degrees and y'all get fancy titles and y'all get a whole lot of money. And you not only don't date at your economic educational station, a lot of y'all don't even date black women. So you got to hold that L too. So I want to respond to my
All right, man, Dr. Lamont Hill. So I thought it was definitely important that we played like his kind of response to Ebony K. Williams' video. He said a lot there. But first, before we get into that, let me just clear for the people who are on the live. I have a black woman. I love black women. I've never had a woman outside of my race. Yeah. So listen, I wasn't saying that black women are busted. I'm saying from the perspective of a macro perspective. If I'm going to date a busted woman, if she has to be busted and a face like a fist, I might as well stay in my own race. That's all I'm saying. There are beautiful, we all know, the women in this room are all beautiful. There are millions of beautiful black women. But if I'm going to go outside of my race, why would I pick a woman that don't look like me that's not beautiful? So if I'm going to do that, I might as well stay within my race if I just like unattractive women and find me an unattractive black woman. We're not going to act like every black woman's attractive. Let's not do that. Y'all are. I love y'all. Every black man's unattractive. For you people on the live, every black man's unattractive. Don't act like that's the case.
That's true.
Y'all clown brothers every day.
Indeed. I call them unique.
Okay, unique. It all starts with a U. Ugly, unique. unattractive. It's a you thing. You see what I'm saying? But so I'm just saying, let's not act like everybody's attractive. That's not the case. So black women,
they get it.
Okay, thank you very much. Shout out to my man Duff for holding me down. I appreciate you, dog.
Oh man.
So what Dr. Lamont Hill said, black men, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, when they reach a certain level or a certain education level, do they only date within that? Let's just say there's a black lawyer, right? And you're at happy hour with all other black lawyers. How many of those are going to be women? So if you're only hanging in your circle, what are your options? And this is not giving black men any excuse, or black women. I'm just saying, what are your options? Are you going to date the bartender at the function that you're at? There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a black woman and you make $160,000 a year, and the only attractive black man in the room is the bartender, he makes $234 an hour plus tips, but he fine, and he seems like a sweet guy. He's serving you drinks. Can he get the time of day?
Serve me a drink.
Are you gonna tip him well?
If I see you outside of the bar, we gotta get you outside of the bar. I don't know.
So in both of your opinion, so Ebony K had another video. I don't have this one, but she had another video where we were saying that she was saying that black men are being average. We're making C's and D's in school. We're getting mediocre jobs, and then we want to be able to have access to a certain caliber of black women. Should we have those expectations? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate now. Should black women who are doing very well for themselves, I hate to say date down, but should they date beneath their socioeconomic level?
I think that really black men should experience things the way that black women have to experience things.
Which is?
And I think that your perspective would change a lot, because there are black men who have high incomes, live fancy lives, and they have no education. So if they make the wrong moves, if they have an accountant who don't hold up their end of the bargain, and they end up in debt or they end up with nothing, those same women that they go after will quickly leave them. But then it's supposed to be when that happens with a black man and a black woman, we're supposed to be like, oh, let me help him build his way up. Let me help him figure this out. And it's like this thought that like we're supposed to be in it, like we in the mud with you, like 10 toes down, everything. And that's fine. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but it's like, why is it a problem for, because I really think it's a difference when you see a black woman going after a white man versus a black man going after a white woman.
Oh, there's definitely a difference.
And so sometimes though, I don't even think men think about the fact that I'm dating a white woman, and so now I'm the child that you produces will have some black in them, but 9 times out of 10 they're going to represent as a white person. And your legacy then discontinues, because it's not going to be like Becky and Joe is going to be like, oh, I'm from the black this, that, and the third family, and this is what I went through. No, it's not going to be like that.
Right.
So I think that men, like the way that you guys see it is just like, we're supposed to be the strong woman that sticks by you through everything. Get the job done, do the laundry, make sure the kids are good, do this, do that, do that. But if you had a white woman, I honestly feel like they would be like, where's the nanny? Where's the cook?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't do that.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a difference. And so for black women, like when you said about the college, a lot of us are being raised by women who had to struggle by themselves. So it is hard for us to come into the condition of, finding a man who can be a leader and taking charge. But when we find that man who could do those things, we could succumb to the situation and be there to support that man, because we can give our all at that point. When we can't give our all, we feel like we have to work like 1,000 times hard just to get the love that we feel we deserve, although society might not feel we deserve it, but if we feel we deserve it and we're not getting it, now I got to be independent because I'm not sure if this will work out. And if it don't work out, there's so many different things that go through your head that we have to deal with. So, you know, for a white woman, and I hate to, you know, compare and contrast, but like for them, it's like I have something to fall back on because daddy got the money.
Okay. Very, very good, Kiara. Sonny Marks, any thoughts, comments?
She said it all for me.
So let me get into this. So you mentioned something that I thought, and I wrote this down. So is being considered an independent woman, is that a badge of honor, or almost like, why do I have to be that? Like, do black women want to be these strong? Because let me tell you this about women, and I'm gonna go to you first on this. At least from what I've experienced, I've never heard a white woman, an Asian woman. This is me, and I don't know every woman in the world, but a Latino woman, maybe Latino, but I've never heard any of them say, "Yeah, I'm a strong, independent, whatever race I am, woman." Only black women I feel like I've heard carry that mantra. Do black women want to be strong, independent women?
Listen, right now I feel like yes, I have to be that strong, independent woman because why? I have to do it, right? I have 3 kids, but do I want to be pampered by my man? Absolutely. Please spoil me. I'm asking. Please spoil me. Do not make me so independent. Help me out. I need help.
Take away your independence.
Yeah, like don't take it away from me because I'm, you know.
But I know what you're saying. Like,
me. But you know, I really want a man to like take care of me. I just like Kiara said, why should I have to do this all by myself? We're always there to support you guys. How about you support me?
Right.
Support me. Maybe I want to do something. Maybe I want to run my own business. How about that?
So here's a follow-up question to that. If hold on, we got a comment. Well, let me get my follow-up question because I been forgot that thing. Damn it. So being an independent woman is not something you choose to be. You do it because you have to be.
Absolutely. It's most
so as a woman who's been independent for a while, Kiara, you were solo for a little bit.
I ain't got that problem no more.
Okay, but so this is a great question for you, and an upcoming question for Masani. So once you meet that person, is it hard to give away that independence? Is it hard to be submissive or to whatever you had going on where you was comfortable with and taking care of yourself? Is that hard to give up when you meet a man who's willing to step in? Because now you're used to being, I'm the woman, this is what I do. Now you gonna come in here and try to disrupt my flow because you're used to being who you are. Is that hard to let go of that, a piece of that independence?
It is. I feel like it is. For me to be submissive to you, you got to show me that you're going to be a man to me.
You just said it aggressively. What is that? A man.
You got.
What does that mean? Like, what does being a man to you mean?
Like, show me that you're able to take care of house and home. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to tell you what to do.
Does that mean you get to keep all your money and he pay all the bills? A good portion of it, though.
I mean, listen, I've been paying the bills by myself for a long time, so why
Let
not
me get a
take
break.
it all?
Let me get a financial break.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I feel you. So you being married for the last
Going on 2 years.
Has it been difficult for you to give up your independence and the way you've done things for a little bit of time?
I would say yes. And honestly, I think that because we not to put our business out there, but who cares?
We're being transparent in here.
Yeah, we have an amazing marriage counselor who sticks by us through every situation and helps us see things from each other's perspectives. So because that happens, we can be real with each other during those sessions and say, these are the things, this is the way I see things. Mm-hmm. This is how things have been for me for X amount of years. And no, I don't want to be this way, but I'm having a struggle relinquishing like that kind of power that I kind of
Do
feel
you have
like
a male or a female therapist? I'm just curious.
a male therapist.
Okay, all right, keep going. Say what you're saying.
Did that matter?
It does matter, to be completely honest. It kind of does. But go ahead.
Just
keep it funky. It matters.
But no, I honestly think that there was a lot that I had to step back and just, reflect back on myself. And then, do I want this more than I want my independence? Or do I want my independence more than I want this relationship? And because I'm dedicated to the relationship, I'm dedicated to us, I have to learn how to work on things for me so that I can be better for us.
Okay, look at you grow up. You sound like you've been in therapy. Like
You
that
know what?
whole last part of your statement sounds like you've been in therapy.
You know what?
That means you're learning and paying attention. That's all right. That's good for my mans. So let me read a comment from Monique Marks. She said, "As a woman, I think that some women put their standards too high. So the black man goes for the white woman. If women put the bar down just a little, we can get those good black men." So here's my question: should we have to put the bar down? Should black women have to lower the bar to get a good black man?
No.
Well, Monique thinks so. Just a smidge. So to me, that's almost like, and Monique, no disrespect, I don't know you, boo. So I say this respectfully. I think that that's almost like saying that we don't reach we're not at a certain level. Like, of course, there's bum black men, there's bum men in every race. There's bum Asians, there's bum Latinos, there's bum white men. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I don't want, like, if I would tell my daughters, don't lower your standard to get a man. He needs to raise his standard to get you. You know what I'm saying? And does that keep a lot of black women single? Yeah, it does. Like, to be quite honest. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there are a lot of women who are okay with taking care of a man. So the bar is already here, to be completely honest. You know what I'm saying? So are we raising it here? Is that if that's too much for a dude, you don't want him no way.
Right.
That's just my opinion. I hear what you're saying. Miss Williams, hey, Miss Williams. Miss Williams said, yes, it was hard. This is Shay's mom, by the way. She said, yes,
Hi,
it was.
Shay, Mom.
Hi, Miss Eileen. Yes, it was hard to give up my independence, and I knew it was hard for me to do that. I get it. If you've been the head of your household and running the show for, I don't know, 4, 5, 10 years, that will be hard. Just like for a man, if you've been living by yourself, and especially if you're an older dude like me, you're set in your ways. So things are like the way you like them. And I like everything in its place, nice and neat, from my car to my house, and especially my man cave in my area where they don't respect.
You know what?
I'm just saying that the people don't respect my area. They come down there and they throw shit everywhere. They leave. They work out down there. They don't put the treadmill back. It's just, I be coming out, be like,
we don't need you,
Why
to try to broadcast like what you want.
well, we're being transparent.
on the air.
This is. They know. I talk about this at the house too. I'm just sharing it with y'all. But like, if you have your life set a certain way, it is hard to adjust into. Just say if you are a person with you are dating, and I have a 16-year-old and a 24-year-old, and me and you hook up, and you got an 8-year-old.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
Was your daughter 8?
She was 8.
You got a 12-year-old. Let's get away from it. You got a 3-year-old. And this is not personal. I'm just saying, so there are adjustments that need to be made on all sides.
Absolutely.
So everything's an adjustment. So I think it's not only women, but it's men too. And if you're used to like controlling the money, and you have your eye on every penny. Now here comes some women in here, and now there's a credit card bill from wherever where she's been to the mall, and you ain't used to having just $400 spending a day. That's an adjustment for you. That's an adjustment for us all. I love you, not you personally, that you would do that or you would do that. Just saying that I'm making a scenario because I feel like the people might try to come for me. Don't come for me, people.
Can I go back to something that you said there?
You sure can.
Because you hear how you said you set these expectations for your daughter, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then we also threw in there that, if a man loves his mother, right? So I don't think that the black men think of that I was once someone's daughter, and they told me that my standards should be set a certain way. Mm-hmm. So when you go into a situation and your daughter is having a challenging day and she gives you a hard time, you're not going to say, I don't want to deal with you as my daughter because you're being a black woman. You say, how can I find a way to help my daughter through this situation? So when we think about the black woman and the black man, the way that they treat the black woman, sometimes the black man has to think about, what do I expect from my daughter? I expect a man to be there to nurture her. I expect a man to be there to love her through the good times, through the bad times, whatever she's dealing with. I want to know that I can relinquish my fatherhood to another man so that I know that she's in good hands. So as a black man coming to a black woman, I think that black men have to think about, okay, this is somebody's daughter. They trust me with their daughter. Right. And if they trust me with their daughter, what am I going to give of myself to be sure that I can hold up to that standard of what I would expect for a man to do for not only my daughter, but for my mother, for my granddaughter? Those are the things that the black man has to think about, because we say for years black women have went through all these different struggles and troubles and, you know, all these different things that we've encountered. I mean, from slavery years, black women and women were separated for the reason because they know that there's power in that relationship. And if there's power in that relationship, how can we divide that power? By imparting the white woman in there and dividing the power.
Or the white man.
Or the white man.
But it's all taught. It's all taught. I'm sorry. Like, I want to take, for instance, like, I don't want to say I raised my brother, but I raised my brother. Mm-hmm. And I raised my brother to say, listen,
shout out to your mother.
Yeah, shout out to my mom, because she did a great job. Yes, Mom.
We're not going to just dismiss her. I don't know this woman, but we're not just going to dismiss her by you taking over.
But no, I raised him to say, listen, to be honest, to be very honest with women. And, I mean, he's taking that teaching from a long time. So it's all about being, it has to be taught. It has to be taught. And I don't feel like, as I know it say, like, we have to be raised by both mother and father, but it could, like, a woman can teach a man to be a gentleman and know how to raise to be great to a woman. Because I like, my brother is, let me tell you, my brother is great. And my mother and I raised him.
Go. I feel like, a woman can raise a man, just like I feel like, a woman can raise a woman. But I can say that as a woman, there are certain things that I wish I would have got if I had that dad there, so that I didn't encounter so many hardships growing up. And so as a man, you could teach a man things from a woman's perspective, but there's so many things that men go through that you will not be able to say, this is how you can get through it, because I've experienced it. And not to say that you have to experience it to know what it's like, but just to be able to connect with that man on that level, because at some point when they start feeling themselves, there's certain things that they're just not going to listen to from a woman. It's because I know I got this figured out. My boys already taught me. Like, there's so many things that, for a guy, I feel like that comes into play that, women have to stop and say, wait a minute, I'm a woman, and there is so much nurturing that I can do, but I can't be like the hard person that I need to be all the time. I can't, it's just so many things that, and I wouldn't ever knock a woman or a mother, but there's so many times that the dad gets knocked, and all the things that he needs to impart into a child as well.
So let me say this, as the lone man standing up here, as we're talking about raising men. So I was raised by my mama, and my siblings are like my next oldest, and they're all women, and then my two oldest brothers. But my next oldest sibling is my sister, is 8 years older than me. Then they're 8, 9, 11. So I was raised by essentially 4 women, and let me just tell you that they did a looking back on it, they did an awesome job. But as great as a job they did a terrible job. I'm gonna tell you why. Because they could not prepare me for the real world and what being a man, what that looked like for me walking into the real world. I was spoiled. I was entitled. I expected my girlfriends to do exactly what my mom and my sisters did for me.
Lord, they did
Feed
that wrong.
me, clothe me. But I'm just telling you, yeah, you are an exception to the rule with your brother.
No, I
but I'm
did not
telling
do
you,
that.
9 times out of 10. But I had 4 women above me, and for 8 years I was the baby. So everything was, I was the baby boy. So I'm not. What they did was what they knew how to do, and I'm thankful for them. But when I became a young adult and I had to live on my own, 21 up, it set me back probably 10, 15 years. Like I was probably in my early to mid 30s before I figured out what being a man was all about, because all of my influence was from women. So not discrediting women and the women in my life and because they did an awesome job and they nurtured. I was raised on love and not survival.
Right.
I was raised with hugs and kisses. So these were things I was raised being able to listen to women and be sensitive to their needs because I was surrounded by women. But there were things about being a man I had no clue about because there was not a man there to show me. Had I had that balance, hell, I mean, I'm pretty awesome now. But imagine but I had to figure the man part out on my own. Imagine if I'd had that balance, the sensitivity, the caring, how to treat a woman, and then also a man enforcing that.
He saw my dad. For me, he saw my dad as a hardworking man.
So he got that part
He got
of
that
it.
part,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I, unfortunately, was not sensitive to a lot of things.
So you was like the boy?
Yeah, unfortunately. So I had to be. Somebody had to do it.
You threw the football with him?
Because we got so many women that's enablers, and I'm not
Right,
an enabler.
right.
I'm not gonna enable. No, sir. You better go out there and work. Do what you got to do. Make sure if anything happened, you take responsibility.
Okay. And that is a male perspective of how you gave that to him. But let me tell you something. You can give the male perspective all you want, but if it's not coming from a male, it hits different. And there are exceptions to the rule. I just feel like it hits different if it's not coming from a man. Sometimes a woman, my mama could have told me A, B, C, and D, and I maybe could have listened, maybe not listened. But had my father been around and said A, B, C, and D, me being a father now, I know how it connects differently. I would have caught that differently. It would have hit differently, and I would have responded to it differently. Not that I was being disrespectful to my mom, but I'm like, well, she's a woman. She don't know what she's talking about when it comes to these boy things. In my head, that's what I thought. So, and listen, black women raise awesome black men every day. Mwah. So, there's nothing, I'm just saying, there's nothing against how black women do it. I'm just saying. You understand where I'm coming from a little bit?
Yes.
I get it.
All right. Listen, ladies, make sure your people ain't killing me over there. It's something I need to respond to before we get ready to wrap up, because I don't play all that right there.
No.
Everybody cool? We cool, Kiara people?
They said we don't deserve an unequally yoked partner.
Woo. Huh? Oh, God. Jen says we don't want no Jodies.
They said we shouldn't have to lower our standards.
No, and trust me, I am not asking black women to do that. But I am saying, well, okay, some made you laugh. What they say?
Oh, no. I'm laughing at you.
Oh, no, I don't want black women to lower their standards. But to go back to our original video, having a noble job with a 401k and a good salary every 2 weeks, I think that's whack to like try to call men out on, because we call them out when they sitting there playing video games and they in and out of jail. So you're gonna tell me a brother with a job, 40-hour-a-week job, a good salary, benefits, state, I'm thinking Dart employee, state benefits, 401k pension, that's somebody you can date because he drives the bus? Like, that's, to me, that's crazy. And I know she's in a different tax bracket, but if we're looking for a man, if we're looking for a person, like you said, like Iyanla said, he loves his mother, he treats me like a queen, he loves being a bus driver, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Because guess what? If I meet you, and I'm attracted to you, and I get to know you, and I dig you, he says, well, you know, I work at McDonald's. Guess what? That's going to be okay with me. Because I like you for you. I like what you add to my life and how you make me feel as a person. So what you do for a living doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't think I know men put less emphasis on what a woman does for a living as in reverse, as women put on what a man does for a living.
that's true.
There's less emphasis on it for a man.
Because we
And-
expect you to be a man.
Yeah, exactly. And because we're shallow as a baby pool, we're not looking so far into your career. We're looking at the exterior at first. And then if you got a good heart, oh, that's added on. That's an added bonus to what we like physically about you. Oh, and she's sweet. And she got a fatty. And she got this and got that. What? And she's sweet. We'll take that. And if you can work at McDonald's and have those qualities right there, we'll take you. And guess what? We ain't gonna press your ass to get off fries. Baby, do you like working there? Do you like being on fries?
Yo.
I'm rocking with you. I'm just telling you the difference between men and women. That is the theoretic difference between how men view relationships and women. We don't date women for potential. We date women for, shallow as it sounds, how you physically look initially, and then how we gel later. Women wants to go with.
You sure?
What you mean? We sure?
You sure?
About what?
What you just said.
Well, we're not gonna step to you if we find you the U word, right?
Ugly.
I ain't gonna say it no more because my sonny got on me about. I ain't gonna say that no more. But a man is not gonna just step to the woman who he does not find unattractive, right? Let's be clear. Now he may get to know you and y'all may work together and be like, oh shit, we mesh. And she may not be the most attractive woman, but a mature man would be like, you know what? We mesh and we have a lot in common, and I think she's a good match for me. But initially, if that same dude didn't work with you and he saw you at the club, he probably won't step to you because he don't know that y'all mesh. Men aren't looking. We're not trying to see if we mesh from a distance from across the room. We're trying to see how thick you are or how flesh is. You know, I'm saying ain't nobody coming on behind us. Don't do that. We get ready to wrap up though. Jen giving me the cut it. All right.
But can I just say one thing?
You can.
I just want to say that as a black woman, that we feel as though our men should be able to be vulnerable enough to talk to us about how we're making them feel, as well as how they feel, so that we can have an understanding of how the black man is encountering things, so that we're more understanding of it, so that we can be more sensitive to what you're going through. Because it's automatic, like we're just supposed to know. And if we're supposed to know and we don't know, it comes off as like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And that becomes a problem because the communication is lost. So therefore, the vulnerability, the transparency, as you just talked about, and the communication and love that comes with the relationship, I think that would change a lot of things with the black relationship as a whole. What that lady was talking about with you need to work at whatever job she needs the man to work at.
She needs him to own the bus company.
He can own the bus company and she be the unhappiest person alive because he owned the bus company and he cannot bring forth no type of love, connection, or anything that will make her feel whole as a person. So, like I said before, with mental health awareness,
all right,
that I do feel like it's important that all black couples seek therapy and that they work through different obstacles instead of running from each other when you hit the first set of trauma or difficulties.
All right. That felt personal. Masani.
That was not personal at all.
I'm just going to turn my slight shoulder to you. Right Masani, do you have anything you want to say as we wrap up? Anything you want to leave with our audience and obviously your friends, your siblings?
Well, I just feel like the black man just needs to give the black woman more of a chance and know how worthy we are. That's how I feel.
So many things I want to say, but it's 8:05, so I'm not. We'll get out part 2 of this thing right here. All right, guys, listen. I want to thank my guests tonight, my Sonny Marks, Kiara Samuels, man. I thank y'all for the conversation, the enlightenment. I did learn some things tonight. I had some things I want to push back on, but we've run out of time. To the Kiara Beehive, I come in peace.
Not
much
the
love
Beehive.
to my Sonny's little crew, the travel crew. I don't want no troubles in the street. This is not my real face, so if you see me in the street, you're gonna be looking for a different person. Yeah, I'm like this out here. Don't even worry about it. Shout out to Jen behind the boards holding it down as usual. Much love to you. Shout out to Shay Mary at Miss Rebirth. Thank you for trusting me and driving a boat tonight. You know what we do? When you come back, we're going to have a celebration. We're going to keep this kind of party going. Listen, tune in next Monday night at 7 p.m. Shay will be back. We will be back in full effect, man. It's the Rebirth. Shout Philly Jamz 95.3 Rebirth. Peace.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy T-Lo.
Yo, what's Gucci? This your man Tweet.
What up, y'all? DJ Kid Fresh.
What's up? This your boy RL.
And we're next in the
And you're rocking with The Rebirth every Monday at 7 p.m. You know you're sexy too. I like your attitude. I ain't even mad at you. But you know that's enough. No, you know what? Tune in at 7. See you Monday. Peace.